Hi, how are you? Thanks you all for attending this conference. And before I start my presentation today, I would like to thank all organizers who work on this conference. My name is Ziyad Almudayni and I am a PhD student at La Trobe University. My supervisor are Dr. Benso and Dr. Alice. Today I'm going to present our paper which is about the energy and efficiency in IoT networks. We are going to talk briefly about 3 points today, which are the causes, solutions, and the enabling technologies. Before we go more further, it is important to know what is the Internet of Things as a concept. The Internet of Things is the ability of machine, sensors and actors to communicate via internet to perform tasks. The main objective of IoT technologies is to make our life more convenient and easier. Due to the massive increase of IoT devices and research on developing parameters such as security, speed, and bandwidth, it is important to be aware of the energy that these IoT devices consume. So we have to work in parallel manner to reduce the power consumption to make this technology scalable. The first part is the causes and solutions for energy inefficiency in IoT system. In our paper, we talk about 13 causes and solutions, and in this presentation, we are going to take only 3 of them. The first one is offloading. Offloading in general terms refer to moving things from one state to a different state. In IoT technology, when we are talking about offloading, actually we are talking about shifting task and data from one layer to another layer. For example, from the fog layers to the cloud layers. This offloading has to be based on criteria to make the offloading more efficient, like the storage, like the deadline of task, the response time, and the capacity of fog nodes. So the offloadings has to be based in criteria to make it more efficient. Second, load balancing. Load balancing in general term is distributing work among things or people or anything equally. So the work has to be distributed equally. When we are talking about fog nodes, the work has to be distributed among fog nodes equally. For example, if we have 5 fog nodes and we have 5 tasks, these 5 tasks has to be linked to all these 5 nodes. For example, if we send all tasks to one fog node and leave the other 4 fog nodes empty, we will increase the load on fog nodes, and that will increase the latency. However, if we send these 5 tasks to these 5 fog nodes equally, that will make the system more efficient, and we will not face any problem in regard to latency and energy efficiency. So we have to be aware of the load balancing and distributing tasks among either fog nodes or wireless sensor node or any or wireless sensor nodes. The third one is the node deployment. The structure of network node is one of the first steps that designer has to be aware when establishing a network system. So the structure of nodes and the number of required node is one of the most important things when we are starting to design a new IoT network. So we have to be aware of the required number of nodes and the structure and the location of node. For example, let's assume you are in a house and you only need like 10 IoT devices, and you wrongly uh, establish 15 IoT devices and sensor. So now you have 5 extra devices that consume extra power that you don't need. So we have to be aware of the number of connected devices and the structure of node and the location of nodes to make the system more efficient. Enabling technologies are the tools that allow us to fix problem in IoT networks. We are going to talk about three of the enabling technology in our paper. First and most important one is the software defined network. The SDN is a software tool that we can manage and control our network virtually without the need for any physical interactions. So that this software will allow us to control large number of IoT devices without the need to our physical interaction. So that will make the process of work more convenient and will make it more easier, especially when we're talking about like when you have more than one IoT devices and when you can manage these devices virtually. That means that we can manage our network in any way we want easily without the need to make more effort. Second, containers. Container can be defined as light virtual operating system that can be run on various systems such as fog node and IoT sensor. So for example, if we establish container in fog nodes, what that mean? That mean we can control these fog nodes and we can manage the task and the data inside these fog nodes in any way we want, as we can access these small fog nodes and we can manage it in any way we want. That will solve a lot of problems in regard of scheduling tasks, which task go first, which task go second, and so on. So that containers will allow us to go inside the fog nodes and control it in any way we want. Bioinspired algorithm. When we are talking about bioinspired optimization algorithm here, we are talking about applying biology principles to solve technical problems. For example, when we are talking about routing in networks, like selecting the best route from the source to destination, we can use the ant colony here to solve the problem. The ant colony to solve the problem, which is which is generated from the biology principle of ant when an ant search for a source. Conclusion and feature work. Developing any layer from the four main layer of IoT will help us to improve the energy efficiency and other parameters. However, from a computing perspective, it is vital to know that improving the energy efficiency of IoT system can be achieved without working directly on watt, voltage, and joule, and so on. So we can improve the energy efficiency on improving other parameters such as offloading task, latency, congestion in the network, and the node deployment, and resource management, routing, clustering. So when we focus on these things, we can improve the energy efficiency without the need to work directly on watt and joule. So we can reduce the power consumption when we improve these parameters. Thanks you for listening. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer your questions.